When did your parents decide you weren't worth saving? I was deep in spreadsheet hell when my lasagna decided to recreate Dante's Inferno in my kitchen. Being deaf means you miss things like smoke alarms. You'd think I'd notice the smoke, except I was so focused on my work that by the time I looked up, my kitchen was basically a disaster movie. Then I just froze, because suddenly I was 7 again watching my family's car burn while I was still trapped inside. My dad saved mom first because she was pregnant, then my little sister Aisha because she was 4, and then boom, an explosion. No more hearing, no more smooth skin, just me and my scars that make strangers stare. So there I was 25 years later, having a complete breakdown while my brain replayed dad's face through the car window. I couldn't even use my phone because my hands were shaking so bad. Thankfully my neighbors did manage to call 911. Then this firefighter named Aaron burst through my door. He put one hand on my shoulder real gently and used clear gestures to guide me out, staying calm even though the smoke was getting intense. Once outside, my neighbors swarmed around me, and even though I can only lip read half of what angry people say, I caught the gist of it. My building manager looked ready to evict me right there and then. Well, if I still had an apartment, that is. But Aaron stepped between us and told them to back off. And I mean really told them based on how fast they shut up. He stayed with me through everything, even at the hospital where they couldn't find an interpreter, and he made them figure it out. Then Aisha showed up signing, again, fire again, with that special blend of annoyance she's been perfecting since childhood. See, Aisha always hated that I got attention after the accident, never mind that I would have traded every second of pity for her perfect skin and hearing. When Aaron came back with a sandwich, she immediately went into flirt mode, but he just nodded politely and handed me the food, then wrote his number saying to text if I needed anything. After he left, Aisha informed me I couldn't stay with her because she couldn't have a fire hazard in her apartment, so I was forced to get a hotel that sucked. I was too scared to leave my room, so I just sat there for days, feeling more alone than ever. My job was completely work from home, and I managed to save my laptop so I was good for money, but after 3 days, it was too much. So I texted Aaron where I was, and this wonderful man started leaving care packages at the front desk with notes like, real food because hotel vending machines are depressing. I tried texting my parents, but they said they couldn't handle taking care of me right now. I wanted to scream that I didn't need taking care of, just a couch. But then I remembered the fire and thought, okay, maybe I need a little help, just not the helplessness they assume. Then the packages stopped, and Aaron didn't answer texts. I figured he'd realized the scarred deaf girl was too much work, but when I called the firehouse, they told me he'd gone into a burning warehouse to save someone, and the roof collapsed on top of him. Apparently he's been in the ICU for days. I started visiting daily, bringing my own care packages. He was completely unconscious, but I still started talking to him about going to the grocery store for the first time in years and apartment hunting. His firefighter brothers were the only other visitors, and they started calling me Aaron's girl, which made me feel things. The nurse said he'd probably lost his hearing permanently, so I bought every American Sign Language book I could find. 3 weeks later, he woke up. I walked in to see him reading one. When he saw me, his face lit up, and he signed a clumsy, "Thank you for the books." We spent an hour writing notes to one another. Even bruised with tubes everywhere, he had this warmth that pulled me in. We made plans to meet when he got out so I could teach him ASL. Watching him struggle was like looking in a mirror, except I could help instead of drown. His brother firefighters didn't know how to interact anymore, and he was devastated that he couldn't go back to his job. I used every trick I'd learned to help him see that different didn't mean over. Then my job threatened to fire me for slacking off. I realized I hated it anyway, and Aaron helped me get a position teaching ASL at a school. I loved working with kids learning to navigate without sound. The department created emergency protocols for deaf people based on us, and Aaron started teaching disability awareness. Everything was great until I introduced him to my parents, who were thrilled about the firefighter part, until they learned he was deaf too, and dinner became a lecture about needing someone to take care of me, not another burden. I signed back. Maybe they should ask what I need, while Aaron held my hand. We left before dessert, and I was still fuming when Aaron swerved towards smoke rising blocks away. My body went cold seeing the house with flames shooting out. Before I could process anything, Aaron was running toward the building, turning back just to tell me to call 911, but my hands wouldn't work. I watched him disappear into the fire that took everything from me twice. Soon some people stumbled out, a woman with kids, an old man, but no Aaron. The flames got bigger, and the siren sounded far. Next thing I knew, my feet were moving, running, toward the house, toward the fire, toward him. Full story on the channel, link below.